Hi friends, Miss Anderson here. I am so excited because I am here today to read you one of my favorite Easter stories ever. Easter is right around the corner, and what a better way to celebrate than to read a story. So this story is called The Easter Ribbit. It is written by Bernice Chartier and illustrated by Charles McCucci. On the back, there is a summary. It says, it's Easter time at the pond, and Froggie's greatest wish is to be an Easter rabbit. But Froggie is a frog. Just when it seems he'll never get his wish, an unusual ad lands on Froggie's log. Could this be his dream come true? There's a little picture of Froggie there. So we're going to read to find out what happens. I'm so excited. The Easter Ribbit. Easter was coming. The bunnies were very busy making pretty Easter baskets, carrying jelly beans, and painting eggs. Froggie watched them from the pond. Sometimes he wished he were a rabbit. They seemed to be having so much fun. Maybe he could convince Turtle to let him paint her eggs before they hatched. Froggie quickly ran to the beach. Turtle was there, covering her eggs with sand. "Ribbit, Ribbit!" Froggie called to Turtle. "It's almost Easter. May I paint your eggs?" "Keep quiet," Turtle warned. "Can't you see I'm trying to hide them? If you were to paint them, every bird in the forest would see my eggs and eat them before the babies could hatch and crawl to the water. Go back to your log and stop bothering me." It's not very nice. Froggie walked sadly to his favorite hollow log near the rabbit tree and crawled inside. After a long time of feeling sorry for himself, he fell asleep and had a dream. In the dream, he was an Easter ribbit. Not quite a rabbit, but not a frog either. He was rushing through the high grass to deliver Easter baskets to all the children. The baskets were full of things that Froggie loved. Jelly beans, lollipops, flies, tiny fish, seaweed bars, and delicious mosquitoes too. Do you like mosquitoes? Would you like flies and tiny fish eggs in your Easter basket? Suddenly, a terrible noise woke Froggie. He opened his eyes and peeked out of the log. The chief Easter bunny had just landed in a helicopter. He was carrying armfuls of lists of all the children who needed Easter presents. Mrs. Rabbit and all of her assistants came running out to greet him. "You are doing a wonderful job," said the chief, "but we need more helpers. Can you handle an extra load of deliveries?" "Oh dear," said Miss Rabbit. "We don't have enough bunnies to deliver the baskets. Flossie and Fernie caught colds last night, and I'm afraid they are running fevers. And Hubert and Henry hurt their feet squeezing under a fence. They can't run until next week. What will we do?" "Advertise," said the chief Easter bunny. "Help wanted, Easter rabbit. Call Mrs. Duck's employment agency. She can fly over the woods and drop ads for the position tonight. Mrs. Duck's a quack, but she may be able to help us." "All right," said Miss Rabbit. "We'll do our best." Mrs. Duck was sound asleep when Miss Rabbit called, but she woke up and wrote the ad anyway. Unfortunately, Mrs. Duck was very nearsighted and didn't see her spelling mistake. Instead of writing an ad for an Easter rabbit, she had written an ad for an Easter ribbit. Help wanted, Easter ribbit. One of the ads landed right on Froggie's log. Froggie saw it as soon as he woke up the next morning. "An Easter ribbit?" said Froggie. "That's me!" It was his dream come true. Quickly, he wrote down Mrs. Duck's address and ran to the employment office. Although she couldn't see well, Mrs. Duck suspected that she was looking at a frog. Nevertheless, Froggie was the only client who had come into her office for a very long time, and there wasn't a rabbit in sight. Mrs. Duck ran to her storage room and cut out a big pair of paper bunny ears. She tied them on Froggie's head. Then Mrs. Duck pasted a big cotton ball on Froggie to make a rabbit's tail. Froggie was divinely happy. He ran to Mrs. Rabbit's tree right away. Mrs. Rabbit and all of her assistants were working feverishly to color new eggs and fill new baskets. Glancing quickly at Froggie's big floppy ears, Mrs. Rabbit didn't notice that he was an Easter Ribbit, not an Easter Rabbit. She pointed to a tall tower of Easter baskets outside the back door and told Froggie to start his deliveries. Froggie looked up at the baskets. "Ribbit!" he gasped. "I'll never be able to deliver all of these by Easter." There was only one thing to do. Quickly, he hopped down to the pond. Ribbiting as loudly as he could, Froggie called for all of his friends and relatives to come and help him. Soon a crowd of frogs of all shapes and sizes leapfrogged to pick up the baskets stacked behind Miss Rabbit's tree. And if you have been anywhere near Froggie's log at the crack of dawn on Easter morning, you would have seen them marching through the meadow to deliver the Easter baskets to the children. And at the head of the parade was Froggie, ribbiting a happy song. Froggie's song. I'm a froggy in a hurry, and I've really got to scurry before the sun comes up. While all the kids are sleeping, I'll be hopping, sprinting, leaping. I'm as happy as a pup. I can't be a rabbit, so I'll be an Easter Ribbit. It's true I'm green, but if I'm seen, I really can ad-lib it. I'll leave some Easter baskets, and everyone will cheer. A tisket, a tasket, the Ribbit has been here. And from that day to this, if you listen carefully, you will always hear the little frogs called peepers singing in the woods in early spring. They are telling the story of Froggie the Easter Ribbit and how he became a hero to little frogs everywhere. And then Froggie's song and all the notes. The end. I really hope you enjoyed this story as much as I enjoyed reading it to you. I hope you all have an amazing Easter, and I will talk to you guys after spring break. Bye, everybody.